Hi everyone, this is Sarah with Explorers Travel Advantage. Welcome to Belize. Today is our 4th day of our 7-day Western Caribbean cruise, and we are just pulling into Belize, which is going to be a fantastic day. Not only are we going to do some cave tubing today, but it's also my birthday, so it's a little extra special. So in order to get to the pier, you actually have to board a tender. The ship doesn't pull all the way up at this port, but the tender was pretty fun. That thing really flew across the water. Good for a good time. Once off our tender, we walked down in front of all of the shops, which there are plenty of shops for everybody. But we had a tour to catch, so we had to walk down past all of these great little shops to get on our bus. This ride was between 45 minutes and an hour. The nice thing is the buses are very nice coach buses. They're very comfortable, and there's a restroom in the very back, so if anybody needed to use the services, they didn't have to hold it until we got to our location. So it ended up taking a little over an hour for us to get up to the Chuka outpost. It's a really incredible place. You go from just flat and farmlands, then all of a sudden you're in the jungle. It was incredible. So this is where most of the tours come if you're doing an ATV adventure or you're doing the zip lining or cave tubing. A lot of it happens right from this location. That's actually the gift shop right through that door. Here's some of the ATVs. It's quite the happening place. They've got a DJ there. There's the lockers for store all your things. And then they gear you up and you head toward the river. It's about a half an hour walk, but it's not strenuous. It's with your water shoes, so it's not a comfortable hike. This is actually where we end the river tubing. So we have to cross this section here and then climb up the other side to start on the trail. And from that point, it's another probably 25 minutes before we get to the beginning point of riding in the river. About 15 minutes into our hike, the skies just opened up and it started dumping on us. I mean, at least we were about to be wet anyway, so we didn't really care. It got very wet very fast. This is the entrance where we're all getting our tubes into the river. They don't let the groups go in individually, so you are kind of tied together in one big raft. And then our guide pulls us through certain areas because a lot of the river is really shallow. So you probably wouldn't be moving much. And here we are heading into the caves.
Okay, what's that? Go through the rapids.
more fun than that train ride or that trolley.
Yeah. Oh, she's on it. I'm in my phone.
It's like ramming speed.
Just lay back.
Yeah, this is awesome. Nope.
Are there fish in the water? I don't know.
Is there any fish in the water? I don't know either. It's my first time.
Yeah, you're like, I've never done this.
Yes, there is fish. There is catfish. Some of the catfish can be about 4 feet big and can weigh some 35 pounds. There are also crabs and crawfish. Yeah, crawfish. Some of these crawfish can be over a foot long.
And that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Some crystals, they are in no way related to diamonds. That is why we still have them in here.
Yeah.
The only significant value that these custom crystals have is us enjoying them in their natural stage. Limestone, folks, if you were asking yourself what type of rock is, this is limestone. So limestone was formed from fossils of marine creatures, such as corals, seashells, and mollusks. This was underwater. Right at the bottom of those steps, there is a natural pool, which we refer to as the Blue Lagoon. The Blue Lagoon has some depth of over 40 feet deep, and the water, when the sun is shining like it is right now, the water looks very blue. And the water is crystal clear, that with a good light or with the light we have, we can see the bottom. It looks like an eagle. Do you see the eagle there?
Yeah.
And then the second set of formation, it looks like an elephant or a mammoth, or what some say looks like Bob Marley. And then the last formation, it looks like a lady that is holding a baby in her arms, or is just brushing her hair. Some say it looks like the Virgin Mary holding baby Jesus. So these are all stalagmites, folks. stalagmites, they form from the ground or the floor of the cave, while the stalactites, they hang tightly from the ceiling of the cave. The carved holes that you see up on the ceiling, those are bat holes or bat caves. There are 3 species of bats living in here. We've got the false vampire bat, which is the rarest of the 3 species, and it is the largest of them, it's the big one. And then we have the fruit-eating bat, which is the medium-sized, and the most common bat is the insect-eating bat.
I got lots of holy water right here. I'm blessed.
Where does this water come from?
It's from the floods, yeah, the river rises.
This is the end of the tubing, and this is the area that we saw at the beginning of this video where we had to cross over the river, and we were looking at this area. We'll be exiting the cave here and then just walking the short distance back to put our gear away.
Once again, guys, if you're inside a gift shop, that you can always find for $40. Don't miss your memory, take them inside.
As we head back into Belize, we go back through this section of town that the main road, this western highway, actually goes straight through the Lord Ridge Cemetery. And this cemetery is massive. It is on both sides of the road, and it's also, there are some people actually buried in the medium in between the highway. And this was built or became a cemetery back in 1885, and I believe was completely full in 2010. But the different heights, according to our tour guide, the different heights were because the crypt had to be 6 foot, but it had to be 6 foot from when they hit water. So if the water level was low, they were buried deeper, and if when they were being buried the water level was high, more of it sticks out of the ground. Now, I don't know how true this is, but that's what our guide was telling us. Now, as we head back in closer to the cruise port, we pass some of these older buildings, and then all of a sudden we see the Civic Center, which kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. It's so bright and shiny and new. But this was built in 2018. They barely had any events in it before the pandemic shut it down, and then it was just used as a testing station. And they still aren't holding events there. So hopefully they're able to use it soon. Here's Nate just patiently waiting for me to get my coffee. He's such a great man. Well, that was pretty much it for Belize. I think this is the best weather gauge ever. Like I said before, this was my birthday, so the cabin steward wrote a little sign on the mirror, and when we were at dinner, now unfortunately we touched this before taking the picture, so it didn't look that messy when I first got it. Well, thanks for everybody for watching the video, and I hope this inspires you to get out there and go cruising. And we'll see you soon.